depths of the ocean, where danger lurks beneath the waves, a new chapter of fear and fascination unfolds. Welcome to a world where the prehistoric meets the present, where man's ambition and nature's fury collide. Get ready for an underwater adventure like no other as we dive into the depths of Meg 2, the Trench. We'll follow our brave heroes as they face an ancient menace, bigger and deadlier than ever before. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss a moment of this epic underwater journey. Let's dive in. The film commences with a depiction of the Cretaceous period, wherein various creatures engage in predation, with a Tyrannosaurus rex subsequently pursuing a group of diminutive yet lethal dinosaur predators known as snappers. Subsequently, a megalodon emerges from the water and devours the T-Rex, subsequently submerging its bloodied remains. In the contemporary era, Jonas Taylor emerges from a shipping container aboard a vessel traversing the Philippine Sea. His purpose is to thwart a group of individuals intent on disposing toxic waste into the ocean. After gathering pertinent information, he proceeds to incapacitate the assailants before plunging into the ocean, where he is rescued by Mac and Rigas. At an oceanic research institute in China, Juming Zhao is conducting trials on an underwater exosuit. Zhai Ming is the uncle of Meng and the brother of the recently deceased Suyin, with Jonas having assumed a parental role for Meng. They attend an institute event overseen by Juming's business partner, Hilary Driscoll. Juming pays homage to Suyin and their late father, pledging to continue their oceanic research in their honor. Juming then presents Haiki, a captured megalodon that appears to respond to his commands. Juming proceeds with a test involving a device, emitting sounds intended to repel Haiki. However, during the second trial, Haiki appears unresponsive, causing concern among the crew until Juming safely re-enters the facility. Jonas expresses apprehension regarding Juming's recklessness and raises concerns about Haiki's behavior. When the crew inadvertently leaves Haiki unattended, she manages to breach the ventilation system and swims into open waters.
Morning, everyone. Let's get this show.
Jonas, accompanied by Juming, Mac, Rigas, and DJ, embarks on a journey to the Mana 1 research facility with the purpose of exploring the depths of the Mariana Trench. During their expedition, they encounter another analyst named Jess. Despite Jonas's warnings about the potential dangers, Ming secretly joins the crew against his advice, disregarding her own safety.
Guys, it's a Meg. Approaching fast.
While descending underwater in the submarine, the team becomes aware that Haiki, a creature, has escaped and is accompanied by two other Megs. Meanwhile, Montez, in charge of a mineral farming operation, notices the presence of the Mana 1 crew and decides to destroy the entire operation, resulting in the loss of his own crew and the crash of another submarine. Montez subsequently reports to his superior, Driscoll, who instructs him to prevent the Mana 1 crew from discovering their work at the facility.
It ain't good.
Almost every system is down and we're losing them.
After recovering from the incident, Mac, who remains at the station, determines that the submarine was intentionally sabotaged. The crew, equipped with exosuits and limited oxygen, manages to exit the damaged submarine and make their way to the nearby station. Tragically, one crew member, Lance, is killed by underwater creatures, while another, Saul, sacrifices herself to save a fellow crew member from a Meg's attack. Upon reaching the station, Curtis experiences a catastrophic suit failure due to a cracked helmet, resulting in her demise once the water is drained. The surviving crew members commence a search within the station for a means of communication to request assistance. They activate a video monitor and establish contact with the station, only to discover that Jess is actually a member of Driscoll's team who has betrayed them. Jess releases the escape pods they desperately need and orders Rigas to eliminate Jonas with the intention of ensuring Ming's return. However, Rigas finds herself unable to carry out the order. Driscoll then addresses the crew, revealing her sinister plan to steal Juming's technology for their own operation. In order to escape, Jonas discovers an alternative submarine and attempts to drain the water out. However, he loses consciousness and is apprehended by Montes. Montes discloses his personal vendetta against Jonas, as he had previously incarcerated him for his criminal activities. A brief altercation ensues, but Jonas successfully leads the crew onto the submarine to make their escape. Meanwhile, Mac and DJ observe video footage revealing Jess's act of sabotage and her deceit. Driscoll's mercenaries pursue them, but the two individuals manage to evade capture by leaping into the ocean. Regrettably, they are eventually apprehended. Jonas and the crew safely return to Mana 1 and engage in a confrontation with the mercenaries in order to liberate Mac and DJ. Subsequently, the Megalodons begin their approach towards the station, while Montes reunites with Jess, his girlfriend. Jess communicates with Driscoll and assures her that she's protected by Meg-proof glass, only for one of the Megalodons to break through the glass and consume Jess whole, leaving Montes devastated. As the station begins to flood, the crew boards a raft to make their escape. The mercenaries pursue them in their own raft, but they too fall victim to the Megalodons. The crew proceeds towards a resort named Fun Island, while Jonas crafts harpoons equipped with explosives and poison to combat the Megalodons. Montes, accompanied by the remaining mercenaries, continues to pursue the crew. Nearby, a boat carrying other tourists is ensnared by a colossal squid and dragged beneath the water's surface.
What is that?
Driscoll and her team make an attempt to escape the island by air, only to be confronted by the emergence of the snappers. Tragically, one of them seizes Driscoll and drags her to her demise, while several other mercenaries also have unfortunate encounters with these creatures. In response, the crew endeavors to rescue the tourists from the water as the Megs begin to appear and prey upon some of the guests. Jonas takes it upon himself to save as many people as he can, while DJ Mac, Rigas, and Juming also split off to provide assistance. Ming bravely dives into the water to aid in the rescue efforts, including the rescue of a dog. The four individuals encounter the remaining mercenaries, who hold them at gunpoint until Mac convinces DJ to open a door, allowing the snappers to enter and devour the mercenaries, thus enabling their escape. Mac and Juming locate Driscoll's helicopter and begin their journey to safety, setting the snappers ablaze as they approach, having been sprayed with jet fuel. Jonas manages to eliminate one Meg by thrusting an explosive harpoon into its face. However, before he can confront the next one, Montes confronts him. They engage in a brief altercation, culminating in Jonas kicking Montes into the ocean, just as the Meg lunges out and consumes him. Subsequently, the squid wreaks havoc on the resort, claiming more lives, until Juming constructs a bomb and embeds it into the squid's side. Haiki then swims in and dispatches the squid. The final Meg targets Jonas after he attracts its attention, prompting him to employ a broken chopper blade to impale the Meg through its mouth. Jonas, Mac, and Juming enter the water to swim back to land, but Hai-Ki begins to approach them. Joming employs his device to redirect her path and turn her around. He believes that she genuinely listens to him, although Jonas suggests that she may simply be following dolphins. The three individuals successfully return to the beach, accompanied by Rigas, Mei, and DJ. Jiming speculates that Hai-Ki escaped her enclosure due to mating season and the possibility of her being pregnant. Jonas advises against dwelling on this matter as they sit down to enjoy drinks and savor their survival. And that's a wrap on our journey into the abyss. We hope you enjoyed this thrilling ride through the deep-sea horrors of Meg 2, The Trench. Share your thoughts on the movie down in the comments below. Thanks for joining us on this deep-sea expedition, and we can't wait to see you in the next video. Stay curious, stay adventurous, and stay tuned for more epic cinematic journeys right here on our channel. See you soon.